If you want to learn how to make something like this, keep watching. Hey everyone, it's Ari. Welcome back to my channel. So today is a very highly requested video. It is how to make a GFX on Blender. So if you didn't know, a GFX is something a lot of people use, like Roblox YouTubers use for profile pictures, channel banners, thumbnails, intros, all sorts of things. Once you see what it is, you'll kind of understand more, like what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be doing like an image one, like a profile picture today, and then later I can make an intro one if you guys want to see that. So the first thing you're going to need is Roblox Studio, which is right here. So if you don't have that, go get it now. Okay, so it might ask you to log in. So just log in with your Roblox account, your username, and your password. So once you open it, it will be on this page where there are a bunch of like starter like things you can import. So we're going to click base plate. Okay, so next we're going to go to plugins, and you're going to need this load character plugin. So if you don't have that, then there is a really easy way to download it, and it's like not a big deal, but I already have it, so I can't really show you how to download it, but you can go look it up. It's like really easy. So once you have it, you're going to click on load character, and you're just going to type in your username. Okay, so my avatar is actually in a different like costume right now because I was doing something with a friend, but we're just going to use this one. So the most important thing is you have to make sure that spawn at origin is clicked, because otherwise it will mess up your whole GFX. So now is like a splitting point. So some people like to use a rig when they make their GFXs and some people don't. And a rig is basically an big black outline type thing that goes around your avatar and makes it so when you move your avatar's body parts, it looks a lot smoother. So I'm not really sure how else to explain it, but I'm going to put timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead to the rig one if you're curious, but don't skip ahead yet. So for the one with a rig, you're going to want to spawn R6. For the one without a rig, you're going to want to spawn R15. So I'm just going to do both because I'm going to be showing you both. So let's start with R6. So just click it. And there we go, your avatar will appear. So like I said, I have a different outfit on. So you're going to have the Explorer open, so you can just press View and Explorer. You're either going to right click or click with 2 fingers on your username and then click Export Selection. So I'm going to name this Ari R6, and make sure you don't save it to Macintosh HD or whatever. Make sure you save it to somewhere else. So I'm going to do desktop, so let's save that. And then just make sure Roblox Studio is allowed to. And then I'm going to just click on this, press delete, and then spawn an R15. So as you can see, they do look slightly different. Now we have everything we need. So here is the splitting point. I'm going to start with the one without a rig, and you can skip ahead if you want to go to the one with the rig. So the next application you're going to need is called Blender. And it looks like this. If you don't have it downloaded, you can look up tutorial. There's tutorials on YouTube. There's a really good one by MXDDSIE or Maddie. And I have version 2.79, so if you're going to follow along with this tutorial, make sure you get 2.79. Okay, so here's Blender opened. It's going to look super overwhelming because there's stuff everywhere, but it's going to be so much simpler if you just calm down and listen and pay attention. So first you have this little image here. Just ignore this, you can just click off. Okay, so you're going to have a gray box in the middle, and we're going to need to delete this because we don't really want a gray box in the middle of our GFX. But before we delete it, I'm going to show you the different tools of like that you can use to reposition and move around your GFX. So the first one obviously is the move tool. It's this little arrow. It's pretty similar to Roblox Studio, so you can go back and forth, you can go side to side, you can go up and down. The next one is the rotate tool. This is also really similar to Roblox Studio. You can go in a circle, you can go this way, you can go this way, and I'm just hitting Command Z every time so it goes back. And then this last tool is the resize tool. You're probably like never going to need this, but I'm just going to show you anyway, so you can make things longer, wider, and taller. But we're not going to need those in this tutorial. So to delete it, you're going to click with 2 fingers or right click on a mouse. You're going to press X and it will say delete. So just click that and it's gone. Okay, so really quick, before we import our character, there are a couple things that you're going to need to do to make it look a lot better. So there is a little bar of icons right here. You're going to click the second one here, which is like, it changes what like how your character looks. Okay, sorry about that. So I was really confused for a second. So up here where it says Blender Render, click Cycles Render. You always want to be in Cycles Render. It will take a longer time for it to clear up, which means render, but it is so much better when it's done. So you're going to click Denoising right here, and it basically just makes your final product less grainy and it looks better in the end. And then the next thing, you're going to press this world, which is lighting, and you're going to press Ambient Occlusion, which is just advanced lighting. Okay, so now we're all ready to import the avatar. Okay, so to import your character, you're going to go up here to File, Import, Wavefront, and in parentheses OBJ. So click that. Then click on Desktop, and here it will if you saved it to a specific folder, you'll have to go hunting, but I just saved it to my desktop, so it's right here. So because we're not using a rig, we're going to use the R15. So I'm going to click this and press Import OBJ. Okay, so here I am, and I am backwards. So what I can do is I can rotate myself and move myself over, whatever, you know. But this is a bit of like a hard way to make the GFX. So how you move around in this space is you press Shift F on your keyboard, and now I can look around with my trackpad. And if you're still holding Shift, I just took my finger off F, I can use WASD to move forward into the sides. So WASD. So when I first did this, it was really hard for me to move around, but then I just kept trying it and I got better. And when you're done moving, you take your finger off Shift and you just click again and make sure this reappears. And if it's going a little slow, you can just press Shift again and it will move faster. Okay, so now we have my avatar. So if you see here, there's a little snowball icon. So if you click that and you go to Texture, it should show your avatar, like what the texture is, but if it's a little bit messed up, then you're going to have to do it all over again, which is really annoying. But also if you press on this and you go to Rendered, here's a preview of what it will look like when it's done, but it's a little bit more grainy than the final product. Okay, so I'm going to keep it on Material, which is pretty close to what the actual end result will be. So up here, this is a lamp, and this is a lot more advanced lighting. So I'm not going to go too detailed into this, so you can just delete this. If this is really successful, then I will make an advanced version. Okay, so now we have our character, and the last thing we do before positioning it is we add a camera. So a camera, when it's added, will look like this. And since we didn't import a rig, there's already a camera here, so we don't need to worry about it. So you can just stop wherever you want, or you can stay where you are, press View, and then Camera. Okay, so this is what it will look like when it's finished. So the black parts out here, you won't be able to see. So you just are going to move with Shift, F, and WASD until you're satisfied with the camera. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Next, if I'm making a profile picture, I really want this to be a square. So here is how you change the size. First, you're going to drag this all the way up to 100%, and I'm going to change this top one to 1080. Okay, there we go. Now it's a square, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. So now that my camera is positioned, it's a little bit close up. So I'm going to press View and Camera again to zoom back out. Okay, so now I want to position my avatar. So this is where it gets really fun. So to move it, you're going to right click or click with 2 fingers, and then you're going to press set origin and then origin to geometry. So now we can move this around, we can rotate it, and we can even make it bigger, but we're not going to need to do that. So if you want to like put your arm like you're putting your hand on your hips, then you can select multiple things by clicking, holding shift down, and clicking the next thing. So now I have the bottom arm and hand selected. Set origin, origin to geometry. Okay, so next we're going to rotate it like this. Use the arrows and move it back in. Now it kind of looks like she has her hand on her hip, but it does still look a little off. So you can experiment with positioning your character. I'm going to speed this up while I position mine, and I'll come back to you when I'm done positioning. Okay, so I'm happy with my positioning now. So down here is where you can save it. So if you want it to be transparent, you're going to click this and make sure it's on PNG, and then down here click transparent. If you don't want it to be transparent, you can leave this as PNG, but click the globe, click this box, and you can change the background color. So I'll make it this pink, and then if I go to rendered, 1 second, let's unclick transparent. There we go. Now it's pink, but I think I want to have a transparent background, so I can make the background myself using like Photoshop, but that could be like a different tutorial. So I think this is pretty good. I'm going to go back to material. So next, all you have to do is hit render right here, and it will start rendering. So now that it's done, I'm going to press image and then save as image, and then I'm going to name it tutorial. Then click desktop, press save as image, and then you're done. So if you minimize this, it will be right here. And boom, there you have your GFX without a rig. Now let's move on to using one. Okay, I know I said like all throughout the video that I was going to do the GFX with a rig in this video as well, but I like filmed it separately and the video just started getting way too long. So I'm just going to make it a separate video, and I'll post that one after this one. So if you really want to know how to use a rig, it'll be out super soon. I promise. Just stay tuned for it. It will be out. I swear. Like, it won't take 2 months like the how to make a YouTube channel. I promise it will be out. You have my word.